Hello, today I'll be talking about Heracross, the first fighting-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2, and the first bug-fighting Pokemon. Its previous PYC dates are September 27th, 1996, July 19th, 1999, May 9th, 2002, February 27th, 2005, December 19th, 2007, October 9th, 2010, July 30th, 2013, May 20th, 2016, March 11th, 2019, and December 30th, 2021. I mostly know Heracross due to its rivalry with Pinsir. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we talk about Heracross, the single-horn Pokemon. It was all one word in Gen 2. Its number is 0214. This is Heracross, this is what it looks like. This is Mega Heracross, this is what it looks like. Type, bug fighting. Since this is our first bug fighting Pokemon, I'll talk about the bug inside and the fighting outside. Abilities, Swarm or Guts as Heracross. Moxie's its hidden ability. Skill Link is Mega Heracross's ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is a group bug. Hatch time 25 cycles. As Heracross, it's 4'11" or 1.5 meters and 119 pounds or 54 kilograms. As Mega Heracross, it's 5'7" or 1.7 meters and 137.8 pounds or 62.5 kilograms. Okay, this might be our most different Megastone. Its Megastone is Heraconite. Base experience yield is 200 in Gen 2 through 4, 175 and 5+. Leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 2, and attack. Shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is blue, and base friendship is 70. Heracross is a dual-type bug/fighting Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. While it is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon, Heracross can Mega Evolve into Mega Heracross using the Heraconite. Biology: Heracross is a bipedal, colopteran, insectoid Pokemon covered in blue exoskeleton. There is a long, prolonged horn on its forehead. The horn ends in a cross on males and heart shape on females. On either side of the horn is a short antenna with a spherical tip. Heracross has oval yellow eyes. Its forearms have a pair of spikes near the wrists, while its thighs have a single spike each. It has 2 claws on its hands and a single long claw on each foot. There is a single pair of wings covered by Elytra, which can be seen during its release from a Pokeball in the 3D games. Heracross's claws allow it to dig into the ground for sturdy footing, and also allow it to climb trees. Using its horn, it throws opponents or competitors for food. It can lift and throw obstacles 100 times its own weight. It uses its 2 antennae to search for food by scent. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Heracross is known to occasionally sleep while licking the sap it finds. The reason is due to Heracross becoming exhausted from a potentially hard search for sweet sap. It lives in boreal, temperate, and tropical forests, where it feeds on tree sap. In Gen 2, Mega Horn was its signature move. So you got Heracross's wings here. That's pretty cool. See the flaps. As seen in the Pokemon The Series episode, A Sappy Ending, Heracross has been known to compete with Pokemon such as Pinsir for food. The same episode also shows Heracross allowing Butterfree to feed on tree sap after Heracross has finished its meal. In addition, it is shown to suck sap from grass-type Pokemon such as Bulbasaur. In Alola, Heracross get along better with Pinsir, as they both have rivalries with Vikavolt. Forms: Heracross can Mega Evolve into Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross is bulkier than its previous form. Thin orange markings now rim its head, hands, and shoulders. Additionally, there is a half-circle orange marking over its eyes. It now has a long pointed nose that curves slightly upward. Its back now lacks wings and is completely yellow. The horn on its head has grown into a large simple spike with 2 smaller spikes on the front. The antennae have lengthened as well and now have ovoid tips. Mega Heracross's forearms have thickened and lost their spines. Sometimes, when attacking, particularly with a multi-strike move, its exoskeletal shell on the upper side of its arms opens up, revealing a segmented yellow skin layer filled with holes, which let air enter and exit from its forearms. During these attacks, its claws simultaneously react, allowing Mega Heracross to fire various types of ammunition at a rapid pace, such as seeds, spikes, and rocks. You can see Mega Heracross's claws retracting into a weapon. You can also a little bit see the yellow when it does that. But we'll see it much better when we get to the models. This Pokemon has a high body temperature, so it opens the shells of its arms and torso to allow heat to escape. Mega Heracross boasts such incredible strength that it can lift objects up to 500 times its own weight between its horns. However, it is left with muscular soreness after reverting to its original form. Mega Heracross here. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. A Heracross can often be seen relaxing inside Spinda's Cafe. Pokedex entries in Gen 2 and Gold. This powerful Pokemon rests its prized horn under its enemies' bellies, then lifts and throws them. Silver, usually docile, but if disturbed while sipping honey, it chases off the intruder with its horn. Crystal, with its Herculean power, it can easily throw a rounded object that is 100 times its own weight. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, and Crystal Sword, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow Sword, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby, Heracross charges into a straight line at its foe, slips beneath the foe's grasp, and then scoops up and hurls the opponent with its mighty horn. This Pokemon even has enough power to topple a massive tree. Sapphire, Heracross has sharp claws on its feet. These are planted firmly into the ground or the bark of a tree, giving the Pokemon a secure and solid footing to forcefully fling foes with its proud horn. Emerald, they gather in forests seeking the sweet sap of trees. It is completely clad in a steel hard shell. It is proud of its horn, which it uses to fling foes. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4 and Diamond, it gathers in forests to search for tree sap, its favorite food. It's strong enough to hurl foes. Pearl, with powerful legs and claws, it generates enough power to hurl foes over great distances. Platinum, it loves sweet honey. To keep all the honey to itself, it hurls rivals away with its prized horn. Heart Gold is basically its gold counterpart, but Pokemon is now the correct casing. Soul Silver is very similar to Silver's, but slightly different, so we'll read it. It is usually docile, but if it is disturbed while sipping honey, it chases off the intruder with its horn. In Gen 5, Black and White is the Platinum entry. Black 2 and White 2. No matter how heavy its opponents, it flings them far away with its prized horn. In Gen 6, X is Heart Gold's entry. Y is the Crystal entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Heracross and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 7, for regular Heracross in Ultra Sun, it's proud of its thick horn. In Alola, its biggest rival is Vikavolt, which it's always fighting with. Ultra Moon, it roams through forests searching for sweet nectar. Although it boasts fantastic physical strength, it's not that good at flying. Mega Heracross in Ultra Sun, it can grip things with its two horns and lift 500 times its own body weight. Ultra Moon, a tremendous influx of energy builds it up. But when Mega Evolution ends, Heracross is bothered by a terrible soreness in its muscles. In Gen 8 and Sword, Heracross loves sweet sap and will go looking through forests for it. The Pokemon uses its two antennae to pick up scents as it searches. Shield, this Pokemon takes pride in its strength, which allows it to lift things 100 times heavier than itself with no trouble at all. Brilliant Diamond is its Diamond counterpart. Shining Pearl is very similar to Pearls, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Its powerful legs and claws give it enough power to hurl foes over great distances. Legend Arceus, this Pokemon has an unparalleled horn. Heracross itself demonstrates tremendous power. It's capable of throwing several people trained in the traditional arts of war at once. In Gen 9, Scarlet is basically Platinum, Black, and White's entry, but Honey is now Nectar. Violet is basically Crystal and Y's entry, but Herculean is now lowercased for some reason. So we got Heracross in the Alola Pokedex in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Mega Heracross in the Alola Pokedex in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Then we got Heracross in the Paldea Pokedex. So we got a couple of them. Oh, a male and a female. That's fun. Yeah, the female flying and the male over here. That's great. Then we got Heracross in the Kitakami Pokedex. So you got a couple of males here. That's interesting. One is flying and towards the camera. And one is looking over there. I can see bunch of apple trees, that's interesting. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items in Legends Arceus. For normal, you get the Dazzling Honey 35% of the time, Spoiled Apricorn 15% of the time, and Grid Items by level. Alpha, get EXP Candy M 100% of the time, Seed of Mastery 20% of the time, and Grid Items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, will compare Heracross and Mega Heracross, so HP 80, that stays the same. Attack 125, that goes up to 185. Defense 75, that goes up to 115. Special attack 40, that stays the same. Special defense 95, that goes up to 105. Speed 85, that goes down to 75. This one has a total of 500, and this one has a total of 600. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damaged only by normal, poison, rock, ghost, steel, water, electric, ice, and dragon. Weak to flying, fire, psychic, and fairy, all for double except for flying, which is for 4. Immune to nothing, resistant to fighting, ground, bug, grass, and dark for half. Learn set by leveling up. 1. Arm thrust, tackle, and leer. 5 Fury Attack, 10 Endure, 15 Aerial Ace, 20 Horn Attack, 25 Counter, 30 Brick Break, 35 Pin Missile, 40 Throat Chop, 45 Thrash, 50 Swords Dance, 55 Mega Horn, and 60 Close Combat. By TM, 1 Takedown, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 15 Struggle Bug, 18 Thief, 20 Trailblaze, 21 Pounce, 25 Facade, 27 Aerial Ace, 28 Bulldoze, 36 Rock Tomb, 43 Fling, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 53 Smart Strike, 55 Dig, 56 Bullet Seed, 57 False Swipe, 58 Brick Break, 61 Shadow Claw, 64 Bulk Up, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 76 Rock Blast, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 88 Swords Dance, 90 Spikes, 103 Substitute, 104 Iron Defense, 130 Helping Hand, 134 Reversal, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 152 Giga Impact, 158 Focus Blast, 162 Bug Buzz, 163 Hyper Beam, 167 Close Combat, 171 Terra Blast, 179 Smackdown, 181 Knockoff, 182 Bug Bite, 184 Vacuum Wave, 185 Lunge, 186 High Horsepower, 192 Focus Punch, 204 Double Edge, 205 Endeavor, 213 Coaching, 219 Skitter Smack, 221 Throat Chop, 224 Curse, and 229 Upper Hand. By breeding, this group gives you Double Edge, this group gives you Feint, this group gives you Flail, this group gives you Night Slash, and the Mirror Herb gives you Seismic Toss. TCG only moves, you get Focus Energy on this card. Side game data for Heracross, you got all this. Okay. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Heracross brands with its horn, thrust out. It can move heavy things out of the way. Guardian Signs, it lets loose shockwaves to attack. Got all these, yeah. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. Heracross are incredibly powerful, strong enough to toss even large foes as if they weigh nothing at all, but they're usually rather gentle, often sharing sap with other Pokemon. Pokemon Sleep. Heracross loves sweet sap and will scour whole forests for it. When the search is particularly hard, Heracross grows exhausted and may even end up nodding off while still licking the sap it finds. Horn Shaking Sleep, Upright Sleep, Sap Licking Sleep, and a Top Belly Sleep. Mega Heracross, you got that. Form data, Mega Evolution. So you got Heracross, Heracronite, Mega Heracross. Evolution data is just Heracross. Sprites here, so a little darker. We don't quite have the yellow eyes yet, but more or less the same. I mean, you know, it's got all the basics. So maybe also a little bit squatter, not quite as tall as the modern one is. But yeah, I mean, these are a lot of pieces are probably a little bit bigger as well. But yeah, it's got all the pieces. This is a little darker, a different blue in crystals, and the shiny is purple. And we got this blue, and you got the yellow eyes now. A little bit less friendly, more. Oh, I guess it starts off with like a weird mouth, and then it kind of gets this kind of mouth. Purple or pink is now the shiny. Then Gen 4 introduces the gender differences. You got the heart shape now for the female. This is now sort of a purple pink. Yeah, this, and I guess it's that blue now. Yeah, I got full back sprites. Okay, models here in Gen 6. Okay, so yeah, pretty good, yeah. Yeah, pretty good translation, I'd say. It's got all the pieces. Then we've got Mega Heracross. You can see the yellow back here. Yep. Oh, this and the shiny Heracross. So it's just pink. Replaces the blue parts. Okay, nothing fancy about the back. Okay. Okay, these might be a little bit better, but more or less they're the same. Then we got better models in this game. Let's see. You know, yeah, that's so, yeah. Okay, then got homes, we got all these, yep. Oh, they're darker. Wait, was it always darker? Oh, I guess it was. I guess the blue has always been darker, which, this is actually might be a little bit lighter pink. Huh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, in animation, Heracross in Pokemon Journeys, the series. And then Mega Heracross in Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. The big ones, I guess, are Ash's Heracross and Go's Heracross. Okay, got all the rest of these. Yep. Okay. We've gone back up to this image here because I forgot to mention it It says male and female Heracross in Pokemon the series, Sun and Moon, so I guess it's to show off the gender differences in the anime. Pokedex entries in episode 119 in Ash's Pokedex. Heracross, the single-horn Pokemon. Though gentle and docile, Heracross possesses great strength and power. Their favorite food is the fresh sap of leafy trees. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 52, in Dawn's Pokedex, Heracross, the single-horn Pokemon. Using the sharp claws on its feet, it generates enough power to throw its opponent with amazing force. In Journeys, episode 33, in Go's Rotom Phone, Heracross, the single-horn Pokemon, a bug and fighting type. Heracross takes pride in its horn, which it uses to scoop up and throw its opponent. It is very strong. Got Pokemon Evolutions, Heracross and Pokemon Evolutions. Okay, in the manga, Heracross and Pokemon Adventures, and Mega Heracross and Pokemon Adventures. You got all these. Yep. And the TCG. Other appearances: Super Smash Bros. Melee. Heracross only appears as a random trophy. Trophy information. Heracross are powerful creatures that are known to drive their single horns into the bellies of their foes and then toss them over their heads. The immense power of the Mega Horn move is said to be the strongest among bug Pokemon. They are one of several types of Pokemon that can be found by shaking trees. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Heracross appears as a spirit. Trivia: this first point I basically read in the Pinsir video. Mega Heracross has the highest base attack stat of all bug-type Pokemon. I read this third point in the Pinsir video. Heracross is one of 14 Pokemon that one could collect foreign Pokedex entries for in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Heracross is the only fighting-type Pokemon in the Bug Egg group. Origin: Heracross is most likely based on the Japanese rhinoceros beetle. These beetles are known for their incredible strength and use in insect fighting, which explains its fighting type. Mega Heracross appears to be based on a Hercules beetle. Name origin: Heracross and Heracross. Maybe a combination of Hercules beetle, species of rhinoceros beetle named after the hero in the classical Greco-Roman mythology for its great strength. Heracles, divine hero in Greek mythology who lent his name to his Roman mythological analog. And cross. In other languages, related articles, references, external links to the Mega Evolutions. Let's move on. Now let's watch the first scene in the anime featuring Heracross. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 119, A Sappy Ending. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main characters, traveling companions, Brock and Misty, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, are walking through this clearing when Pikachu and Brock have spotted a bunch of Heracross. This is Misty and her Togepi. There's the Heracross. Oh, they're looking up sap from the tree. Okay, yep. And that's the first scene in the anime with Heracross. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Heracross card. It's the 13th Heracross card design. It's grass type, which isn't entirely odd given that many bug type Pokemon are classified as grass in the TCG, but they could have gone with its other type, which does have a TCG equivalent, fighting. The card was illustrated by Otumami, a freelance illustrator for the Pokemon franchise, mainly working on the TCG, which he began working on in 2018 and has continued to this day as of March 2024. She is mostly known for her painting style that shows off the Pokemon in exciting or unique angles. This illustration is no exception. It shows off Heracross floating above the ground using its wings, which I certainly don't always remember it having. Heracross has 130 HP. It's 4'11" and 119 pounds. It has 2 moves, Push Down and Super Powered Horns, neither of which are moves in the video games. Push Down costs 2 of any energy and hits for 30 damage. It also causes the opponent to switch their active Pokemon with 1 on their bench. Superpowered Horns cost 2 grass energies and 1 of any energy and hits for 110 damage. Heracross is weak to fire for double damage. It's resistant to nothing, which is odd since it could have been resistant to fighting, grass, or darkness, as it's resistant to fighting, ground, often represented as fighting in the TCG, grass, bug, and darkness in the TCG in the video games. It costs 2 of any energy to retreat. In the bottom left corner, there's the Rebel Clash expansion symbol. Next to that symbol is the D mark, meaning it was no longer able to be played officially on April 14th, 2023. Its description reads, "It roams through forests, searching for sweet nectar. Although it boasts fantastic physical strength, it's not that good at flying." This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Ultra Moon. I have a Sneasel card, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. Now let's see why people love Heracross. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. This is Heracross by All0412. This cool Heracross flying around like this grass in the foreground, I guess. It's a very nice image. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Meltank before I can catch a Heracross. As for Mega Heracross, I'll have to wait until I've talked about the Gen 6 Pokemon to get back to that one. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Sneasel. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.